Okay.
Yo, we're back. And today we're going to actually finish the text messages from Autumn and also go into like how it led up to that, because I guess some people may have gotten confused on like how that just kind of happened.
Where did Autumn Whitaker come from? Who is Autumn Whitaker?
We asked ourselves the same question
a lot,
many times. And kind of the fallout actually of what happened, including like with the social group surrounding Shift and Autumn, just in general. So we're starting actually before the text messages in the last video. So if you didn't watch it, go back to the last video. Autumn Whitaker assaulted me when I accepted her offer of help. And this will be in context for you, okay?
I have a feeling both of these episodes are going to be like, which one's part one, which one's part two, and they'll both just complement each other so well. You don't even have to stress yourself out leaving here to go watch that. But
yeah, this is kind of like a prologue. So this is the story before the story.
And if you want to leave to go watch the other video, this will be here later.
Yeah.
For a while.
I feel
long time. How long will YouTube be up? Because it'll be up that long.
Yeah, forever. I feel like it's a little bit too, like, I'm too in the left.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep our trash off. It's on the side of it. But we could just, we're human beings, and there's trash over there. But whatever. It's not really trash. It's just some bag. It's grapes, actually.
Clutter.
That says something about me that I'm calling trash. Anyway, go ahead. Okay, here we go.
Well, this is starting on, I don't know, what's the date?
If you hold down the text, you could definitely see that in the details. This is Autumn Whitaker texting me directly. There are 3 messages that revolve around 3 message threads. So there's me and Autumn alone. That's the one we're about to get into first. Me, Autumn, and Caeli had a group thread, and me and Caeli and Kay had a group thread that I was sharing information with because I felt like it was important for Kay to be updated on what was going down between me and Autumn and Caeli. Kay didn't have anything to do with this situation. Kay was absolutely uninvolved with it, but Kay's name is going to come up when I reference that group thread that had me and Caeli and Kay in it.
Okay, so this is February 4th in reference 2 days after Shift had posted Autumn's comments under Alexa's page that we reacted to in the last video. But at this point, actually, yeah, there's some side stuff that happens in like another group chat that we're going to get to too. But Autumn says, so fucking ridiculous that you got banned for defending yourself. That shit is rigged. This will, and this is Shift saying, this will help me work on my trigger with getting blocked and banned. I absolutely hate it. It's fine. I'm going to get bigger platforms involved. So just for a little bit more reference, the platform they're talking about is Reddit. So Autumn says, yes, exactly. Don't let this phase you. Shift says, it's a little teensy bit phase me. I'll pull up though. It was a new realm and I went in blind. It's fine. It's there. It's a hate magnet. So I can see what they are snarking about me for. Telling points to address it as needed. Oh, talking points as edited. Talking points to address it as needed. Autumn says, yes, exactly. Just remember that these are random internet weirdos. I honestly only use Reddit to find streaming sites. Ghislaine Maxwell was the top Reddit user and commenter before she went to jail, LMAO. It's a weird-ass place. I didn't know that.
I had no idea. That's really nuanced, specific information. Let me tell you, I was having a mental health crisis about the way I was treated there because I basically ended up in If You Seek Britney's Reddit area, and I posted my open letter that I had written to the press, and Crazy Days and Nights published it. I put the link to Crazy Days and Nights, and then I was available for people to talk to. And If You Seek Britney facilitated an immediate, I almost got banned off of all of Reddit. I got banned quickly out of If You Seek Britney's little server or whatever subreddit or whatever the fuck that shit's called in there. But I was so punished for even being there, and I wasn't saying anything. The things they were reporting me for were making ableist comments, and I'm reading back over what I wrote, and I'm like, what was ableist about what I said? I wasn't saying anything about any mental health issues or nothing like that. It was all just factual timeline stuff at that point. And I asked for clarification around what I did or said that could be considered ableist. It seemed like they just picked something off of their list to throw at me. And by the time I got done there, I had negative 74 karma points when I had not been interacting on Reddit previously. I think I started and had like a positive of like 4 or 7 or something like that. And in this one encounter, I got my ass handed to me so severely that I could have been just banned off the whole platform.
Didn't they also self-harm spam you?
Oh yeah, they kept sending me these like, you must be suicidal or mentally ill kind of
that's a
thing,
common
and I wasn't
thing.
doing. There was nothing like that happening. But then I learned that that's a way that they can get you. You get triggered to being suicidal by having that kind of shit sent at you, even if you never have been suicidal before. That's apparently something that's well known. So it's surprising that Reddit would even allow that to be doable. It's also surprising that places like Facebook or Instagram would let people block me en masse and then throttle unblock me. Like, it should definitely read somebody's unblocking people for little windows, and they do this while they're doing that. But for some reason, that's just allowable.
Yeah. Like, so, you can abuse the block button.
And I can't block them back. When I try to block people back, it tells me I'm not able to block them. So I would have to catch them in the little windows where they're throttle blocking me and happen to catch them first and block them before they can block me again. Like, anyway.
So Shift responds, totally. I'm cool with them thinking and saying whatever. I really just get heated over being cut from discussion. You, LOL. Oh, LOL. Okay, that actually helps a lot, LOL. Gross. Yeah, that's super uncool of them.
This is Autumn.
But yeah, the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell was welcomed there lets you know about the demographic. Also, I have to say, the fact that Autumn Whitaker knows this and like the general public probably doesn't, at least I didn't know it, and I've been like investigating that. So I didn't hear about her being the top Reddit user. I'm pretty sure that would have been like in some type of court case or something like that. It might be a little bit of hyperbole, but I don't know. She might know something. Like, she says, I only go there for streaming sites, but she knows a little bit more about it than most people. So tells you she probably lurks a lot more.
I would guess. I'd speculate.
But Shift replies, okay, I need spiritual armor there, like for Parlor and Christian AM radio, people into status politics. I'll get used to it all. I'm also probably grieving this colleague that I realized last night blocked me sometime in the last week or so. I don't really know what to do with that. I have a backup account that I could message her from, but she might out my back to hostiles. I could email her. I'll be fine. It was a business relationship I was building a couple months before I got caught up in Alexa shit.
I'm going to say that was Melanie Carlson, a.k.a. Mystifying, who has been on the episode, the Operation Superstructure Skydive episode, that was like 2 episodes before my whole life fell into Eat Predators fuckery. And actually, I recorded that episode while I was at a pet sit the day that Eat Predators washed into my fucking algorithms while I was minding my own fucking merry behind.
I have to say that, weirdly enough, Melanie Carlson blocked me too, as well as Melanie Veronica, around the same time that I released my lead single to my debut album coming out soon. The song is You're Everything. And I sent them the song, you know, just like I send everybody who follows and messages me. And up to that point, both of them had at least like replied to my messages, but it was like always about Free Britney or always about something, you know, in the movement related. This was the first time that you could say I was promoting myself from my own musical standpoint as an artist, you know, but like my music ties into everything. So it's like, I don't second guess sending my music to somebody who's in the movement, because like, if you like me, you might like my music, but you know, my whole career is how I got into this movement. So it's always going to be a part of my life. And that's when they pretty much started just cutting me off and blocked me, stopped talking to me, stopped replying. And I'm like, my music was the line for you. And this song actually is getting more positive feedback than most of my music has gotten the whole time I've been making music. So I know it's not like, oh, they just don't like the music. I think it's like they tried to make me feel a little bad, like in a way of saying like, oh, we don't care about your music. Like we don't care about what you're doing over there. Like, you know, we're doing bigger and better things over here with Eat Predators and Free Britney. Like, it just felt a little shady. And now knowing also that these people have, you know, been complicit in the shunning and mass blocking of Shift, it's like, now I don't even know if it's just because I know Shift. Like, it feels personal, but at the same time, like, they want it to group me into, like, just general people they don't like. I don't know, but Mystifying and I had like a real close communication channel, especially throughout last year, sending back and forth receipts, tagging each other and stuff like that. Like, you know, like this is real reporting, you know, and I have to say, Mystifying kind of fell off when it came to real reporting. And I don't know if it's because of conflicts of interest now. I think, you know, it's just clear that their focus is not the truth. It's not the truth tellers anymore. It's more so of like the platforms and the followers, the influence, the amount of attention that the information they're putting out gets. So they're putting out select pieces, and I'm talking about things that people don't want to talk about or that they think I shouldn't talk about because it might make me lose followers. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm sorry if you get demonetized for that, but I really don't care. I really don't care about what makes me lose followers, what makes me gain followers. I care about what makes people think and what makes people talk about the truth. Okay. And this is something that I think you guys need to hear. So after Shift, you know, says that Melanie Carlson blocked him, she blocked him, and we had open projects. I had open projects with a few people who blocked me after she shunned me out of the online communities. Autumn replies, I'm so sorry that happened. That's definitely a trigger. Yeah, I would just give them space and let them work through whatever it is they are going through. Ugh, I'm sorry. Now, I want to say, too, she was ingratiating you a little bit. Like I'm sorry. Like it almost feels like she was trying to pander to you in a way of making you feel like, oh, I'm here to support you. You know, like I get it. But
retrospectively, it feels like that. At the time, it felt like I was really being received and seen by somebody that was I mean, we had a professional dynamic going where she came to me as a source, but then like we're both musicians. When I went over to her house and she was helping me with the FBI report that I'm about to make, like or that I was about to make, she made like a cake or something. I don't remember what she baked, but she's a baker and she fed me some highly gourmet, really well plated, delicious cake. I can't remember what it was because it was really unique. But yeah, I felt like I was actually being talked to like a human. And the Ghislaine Maxwell thing specifically, one thing that really rubs me fucking sideways anytime I think about it, she is an incredible healer when she wants to be. She's as destructive as she can be healing. But the Ghislaine Maxwell thing actually settled my crisis and put the whole issue to rest. So whatever, you know, you could do a lot with a scalpel. You could do surgery and work on people and heal them deeply in their internal parts, or you can stab them a bunch of times and make it really hard for them to ever heal.
But that's the last message that Autumn sends to Shift before the cascade of, oh, you know, like, you didn't ghost me, I ghosted you, and I blocked you.
Yet.
Yeah,
we're not even there yet.
But just to let you know, like that's where, it leaves off. So we're going to take another little caveat to
portal hopping into the thread of me, Autumn, and Caeli, where Autumn and I was telling Caeli, I was showing them both some of the Reddit stuff and what had happened in If You Seek Britney's little area.
And by the way, if you see, Brittany also lied on me and said that I was ordered, well, we were ordered to silence Alexa in Survivors, which was false. And she has no information on anybody being ordered or anybody trying to silence anybody, and especially like somebody with a megaphone. I don't know how I can silence somebody when I'm singing and playing violin acoustically, but apparently, that silences people now.
I wonder, is she the one that started shifting on then? Do you think? Or it had to be somebody in her community that decided I work for Black Box. Where's my check, Black Box? Where is my check? Run it to me. By the way, welcome everybody. Thanks for popping in. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. So that we're still talking about the Reddit stuff.
Okay.
Up until the text where you want to come in here.
Okay. So you want me to just go into it? Okay.
Yeah, just start with.
So that Jaden kid is stalking me.
By Jaden, she is referring to the Jaden that was on my show. Young Jaden, who is obviously a Free Britney researcher. He's obviously an entertainment business researcher. He's incredibly astute. He's really good at what he does. And he's very serious and passionate about his work.
Yeah.
So that Jaden.
Let's take note. Autumn is calling him a stalker.
She says he is stalking her, indicating there is an active stalking occurring.
Okay. So Shift replies, I have an idea about Jaden lurking. Okay. Autumn says, why? I screenshotted it. Shift says, hold on the phone. Autumn says, this is just not a vibe. She needs to trademark it at this point because I'm literally dealing with my actual stalker. This is now another stalker that she is claiming is present in her life. Can you take my tweet down from the Survivors page? I honestly do not want to be connected to this. I already had Julia King stalking me, and that wasn't a vibe. This is 3 people in 3 text messages that she is accused of stalking her at this time, okay? One of these persons is a mystery person, but 2 of these people are from Eat Predators. So it's now like just anybody who knows she exists is stalking her. She goes into saying, also, can you tell me the reason why Jaden is lurking me? Now she kind of backs up on the stalking because
I used the word lurking.
Yeah.
And then she's using the word lurking because he wasn't stalking her. He was just looking at her stories.
Which kind of informs me that maybe she uses this language from somebody else who probably, uses this term or used the term to say, oh, that person's stalking you. Oh, you have so many stalkers. So now she just associates people who do anything that is remotely like following her in a sense, like social media interactions as stalking, which is interesting because I would think somebody like that is obviously a yes man type person, but who does she have in her camp that is really in her ass like that? Like,
I don't know. Well,
Autumn, you have stalkers. You're so famous. Oh my God. Like,
based on
be saying that.
I am going to give you all a spoiler. She sent me a cease and desist letter yesterday, and based on the she sent it. She wrote it and she sent it. Based on the rhetoric in it, I'm not clear if she's clear if there's plural going on in there or if she's a singular individual, because she throttles back and forth between I and us and we and me and referring to herself in the third person by her full first name and last name. It was a lot. It wasn't even full paragraphs, barring the redundant sentences that were the same sentence written twice referring to me or us. I'll be publicizing it. Don't worry. It'll come out soon. Because see, the thing is, people keep asking me for receipts. These are the only receipts y'all are getting. Everything else has to go through a different process first. Once it's public record, y'all can have it. These I'm comfortable just giving out for free.
Mm-hmm. So, Shift replies, he's lurking because your account is public and he can. Julia too. And I'm pretty sure there was no shade in that message. It's just like the way I'm saying it, it's kind of shady because like, come on, girl. Like, why else would somebody just be watching your story? But let's, you know.
She's trying to be a musician. She doesn't have very many followers anywhere that I could tell, but she's trying to be a musician. Says she has a label. And the thing about it too is I maybe was being a little bit shady because I was on the fucking phone doing something else with my life. I have a life, and people kept dragging me into their bullshit energy about something is Alexa's bullshit, and then these little concentric rings of bullshit, and then they all want me for something, and I'm the one that's willing to show up and be like, all right, how are we going to sort this out and finish it and make it right? Let's talk about that. I will spearhead that. I will gravitate towards that, but I don't want to just be sucked into these people's emotional tantrums for no fucking reason. I have enough of my own. Like,
right. Like, oh,
managing my own shit over here.
Like another mental crisis because somebody's just like new entered your life and you don't know how to conceptualize them and fit them in. It's like, don't just throw everybody in the stalker box. That's not helpful to anybody, especially you, but I digress. So yeah, your account is public and he can't. Julia too. They think they're super smart and they're trying to figure out what you're about without letting go of their preconceived bullshit. They're not a big deal. I was going to suggest you post a story with a link and screenshot or clip of Jaden's episode. My narrative is that several sources from Alexa's youth have brought new info, which is true. I think their energy may be conflating with your other situation. They're most likely on their way out of Alexa's network within the next month.
I was very wrong about that. I did not anticipate Jaden actually flying his ass out to LA and being present at a protest so he could try and back up the idea that, what day was this? It was February. Yeah, it was before the one he was at. Nope. It was after it. He was at the January one.
Oh.
Yeah, he had already been out there and had already posted on Alexa's behalf. He put a lot of energy out. I actually don't know. He might have been on the way out of her network. Maybe I wasn't wrong.
And then that's when he like doubled down. It was like, ooh, I gotta stick around now. Okay, well, and Shift says, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb and plowing through some stuff.
I was absolutely thrown by the request to pull down a screenshot that Autumn had put up on Alexa's actual Twitter. She tagged her and she tagged the expose account in multiple things. She's been communicating with these people. Then she's telling me that she doesn't want to be publicly associated with the situation and that she's going to be unfollowing me. And unfollowing who? I don't know. She's sending this to me and Caeli. So I assumed the lot of us that she just started following Caeli, Neela, Kay, everybody that she could figure out was connected to the situation. Some of the book club kids, people that are not publicized yet, she started connecting with and following. She was asking me to connect her with other people. She had asked me to connect her with all the leadership people. I made a 3-way call with her and Neela, introduced the two of them. And Autumn told Neela everything that I thought Neela needed to know. I was a little bit shocked that they continued on. Not that they can't, but given how I found out that they were continuing on and what kind of shit they were talking about. Yep.
Well, Autumn replies, Jesus fucking Christ, these people scare me. It's just not a vibe. And please remove my tweet from that page. Second time asking. But it's not really asking because she's saying, please remove it, and no question mark is there. So she's really just telling you nicely.
Right. That'll be a no.
Down to support from behind the scenes. Question, how is she supporting behind the scenes if the post in question is of a public comment that is still up?
Yeah. Still now to this day.
I don't get that.
It is the end of March, almost April.
So that was a lie. Let's just call it what it is. That was a lie.
A lie.
Okay. But I don't want any links to this situation.
She continued following Caeli. As far as I know, she's continuing following everybody involved in the situation who is not me. And she unfollowed me immediately.
So she says, not only do I have my stalker situation going on, but I also have to focus on my deadlines with my label and keep my social media about that as well. Not to be that guy, but I have to be mindful of my career and anything that can distract me from that.
Shout out to Hawk Percival. Go ahead and look her up.
She
She has almost no followers on YouTube, so please subscribe to Autumn Whitaker's YouTube so she can have some subscribers, please.
but she's big. She's booked and busy, as she can testify. She has to focus on her deadlines. Girl, what are your deadlines? You have a rollout coming? Are you focusing on an album or a single? She did
actually. No, she had a single dropping.
Okay.
She did.
Okay. Yeah. And it was released to...
It's come out. Anytime I post something about her right now, I'm going ahead. I'm doing everybody a favor. And I usually put her music on posts that are about her when I can on Instagram. Haven't used TikTok. I don't know if she's on there. But she's at least like distributed, with no followers on YouTube.
Okay. You can distribute to DistroKid. That takes 2 minutes. I know it takes 2 minutes.
I know it.
Ain't no deadlines for DistroKid.
Okay.
What deadline? No, she said it like she has an executive over her head, like that. She had to suck his dick to get that record deal, and she can't miss that deadline because she'll get shelved. Like that's how I've been in a deadline situation. Okay. When she said deadline label, she was triggering you guys to act quickly.
Right. Yeah. And maybe it's true, but she's already lied in this moment. So I didn't really take it that seriously. I considered it. I was thinking about it, but let's continue.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear that it was a crisis for her, but it was a non-crisis. It was not something that needed to be asked. Something that needed to be done at that time, especially like she acted like it was a time sensitive thing. Like you need to do this right now because you'll mess up something of mine, which is really not even Shift's problem.
And also me doing what I'm doing doesn't change her social media posts or whatever. Like I'm doing what I'm doing over here. Go ahead and use your social media as you do. I didn't tag her in the posts that she's complaining about.
It's controlling. It's honestly controlling behavior, but let's keep going. Just to be safe, I'm unfollowing your pages because I truly do not want to be linked to this anyway. I was down for anonymity.
Posting publicly on the expose.
You know what anonymous people do? They don't say anything publicly. They just don't. They just absolutely remove all forms of public facing. They might start a fake page with a fake profile and everything just to release some stuff because they don't want it to be associated with them. They don't use their brand name of their actual label or company, as we've now kind of figured out, on a social media platform to be anonymous. That is not at all anonymity. I think this was just a bold-faced lie used once again to control you, but it was something that she could use at the time because it was like, oh, well, she is kind of like a celebrity, but she's not really like all the way out there. So she might have this space where you could say she has a little bit of a cloak, right, from the general public. But at the same time, she's adding Alexa Nikolas like on the same platform that she's doing this. So
I feel like it's a little extra to call her a celebrity.
Celebrity tangent.
Celebrity-esque.
Celebrity-ish.
Pseudo-celebrity.
Pseudo-celebrity. There we go. I like that. So Caeli responds. Okay.
Yes, because we're in the group thread with Caeli.
Mm-hmm. And says, understood. She fell for it. She bought the bait. I know how important it is to protect your nervous system as much as possible from people /lurkers /triggers. Notably, she didn't stalk her because she probably tried to de-escalate that, but also wanted to be on Autumn's side. So she wanted Autumn to feel heard, but she didn't want to like automatically assume that like people are really just going as far as they could. She's trying to, it seems like, decompress Autumn's mind about it, just saying like, don't worry about this. This isn't that big of a deal. But like, I get it. I get why you're worried in a sense. So I understand how important it is to protect yourself from these things like that as much as possible when you're trying to heal from a massive ongoing trauma like the stalker situation. Definitely do whatever you need to protect yourself. Yes, Autumn replies, and also it's just bad for business.
That's where she lost me.
That's honestly my main concern.
Hold up. Fucking lost me.
Hold up. Wait. Okay. Because it was all about the stalkers. It was all about these people are stalking me. I don't want them in my DMs. I don't want them in my stories. I don't want them. But now she completely shifted it to this hurts my career. This hurts my bottom line.
Somebody's I don't know whose business that means. Maybe it's daddy's business. Maybe it's business between her and daddy. Maybe it is about her music and her shit. Whatever instance, I don't give a fuck. My business is in the truth, and I have to unpack this timeline and narrative. She showed up entering the chat of her own volition and solicited my attention. I got a text, actually a call late at night. It was like, not late, but it was like dark wintertime, 7:00. Wintry in like about to snow LA, right? And so I'm sitting there like, okay, Caeli's calling me, and then she wants me to get on FaceTime. I don't have an iPhone. It was a pain in the ass for me to get into this group conversation. We had to merge on FaceTime. And then it was like 3-4 hours of Autumn dumping on me with all this information. So yeah, this is all bad for business. This is not the way my show's supposed to be going. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing with my fucking YouTube. It's all bad for business. All of it. Yeah. What's not bad for business is me screenshotting a public tweet and putting it in another public forum. That's not bad for business.
That's like daily operations. That's like how we run things. It's reporting.
I would prefer to be talking about artists and movements and programs that are actually working. I would be preferring that to be interviewing people. Oh, you're with Eat Predators. How's it been going for you? Right. Yes, I am also involved, but let's talk about your story. Would be a nice way for this Eat Predators shit to be going. To have people on for expose episodes is not a fucking vibe.
You know what?
Hey.
I think I just cracked it. She didn't want attention to be on your abuse and what people were at least doing to you. She wanted everybody to be caring about what's happening to her. Oh, I have stalkers. I have this going on. I have that going on. I can't be involved in that because you have to pay attention to me.
Oh.
If we're talking about what you're going through and how Alexa's treating you and how people are excommunicating from you, now it's about you. And it's really actually not even just about you, but it's about the general what's happening, not about, oh, Autumn's here. Now let's rally around her and protect her and help her. So podcasting. So I think like she really felt a little jealous that other people, had valid claims against Alexa, and she tried to steal that spotlight a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because she did show up with a big deal story that we're not going to get into at this point. You can find things about it Googling Autumn Whitaker, but that's the only breadcrumb I'm setting down about it.
Okay, so to finish this group text, that's honestly my main concern. I have 2 albums coming out in the next 2 months and need my social media focus to be on that. I have 4 podcast interviews this month as well and need to focus on that. Also, I never agreed to make this my problem as well and need to focus on that.
You nailed it.
Also, I never agreed. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's what it was. Was very clear about having a behind the scenes role. No.
She actually wasn't. I'm not going to talk about all the things that we were talking about doing, but she was very clear that she actually was interested in having a protected but public role.
Let's just say, hey, how you doing here? Let's just say it was very unclear because it was not clear at all. Like
at the very least, it was mixed signals. At the very least,
there was some cloudiness. Murk. Yeah. So that's the group text, right? That's where Autumn leaves it, basically saying like, "Oh, this is too much for me. My business is." Gonna get messed up. My podcast interviews, they gotta be the main focus right now. Like I can't be, and I gotta be behind the scenes. all of this is contradictory. It's absolutely contradictory. She's a walking contradiction at this point. But you see her calling people stalkers that legitimately were not stalking her. Like, could at face value could tell, like, hey, that person's just watching your story. That's it.
It's pretty simple. So now we're going back to.
Oh, it's okay. You know, on replay
Oh, it's all
game.
good. Yeah, no, it's gonna be on the internet for a long time. Long time. We might all die of some terrible disease or some poisoned water or some nuclear attack, and it'll still be on the servers for the aliens to come find.
And they'll know about all of the Predator's bullshit.
I'm not ceasing and desisting shit. Nothing about this. Nothing about this. I will be continuing and persisting. That's what I'll be doing. So we had stopped this thread with Autumn where she was apologizing to me and commiserating with me about how tough Reddit can be, saying that she doesn't really spend much time in there. Ghislaine Maxwell was their top user before she went to jail. Healed my heart after I had gotten my ass kicked in the internet. And so when she said that she wanted me to pull that tweet and she did all that extra shit, I said, I'm going on D&D for the day and I will be back later. And then I did not come back for 2 weeks. Then I ended up starting this project with Caeli and we were working on a script together. It was nice. It was great. And so we were doing remote work, talking about it on the phone and working online. And then we had our first in-person co-working session. And I had been at her house for like 7 hours the day before. And we had dinner. And we don't need to get into all the text messages about that. But I was just looking through them and it got me super pissed off to see how chill and reasonable things were, how cool it all was. Somebody just started laundry right outside the door and they're yelling at each other and there's a dog barking in the hallway and I want to snap right now, but I'm gonna hold my shit together and just keep moving through this. Y'all can hear us still, right? I don't know. Fucking. So I asked Caeli while I was at her house and we were working on this script, should I communicate with Autumn? It's been like 2 weeks. Would it make sense for me to talk to her? Or is she probably just going to be mad that I let so much time pass when she was getting all demanding about that message and saying all that shit she was saying? Caeli told me she hadn't mentioned it and that it would probably be fine to reach out. No big deal, whatever. And so I sent this to Autumn the next morning after I had been at Caeli's house, writing with her for like 7 hours. We were talking about personal stuff. We had hung out in person just barely once before. And that was I had brought her to Anne Hetch's book release. I bought 2 tickets for myself thinking I'll bring somebody. And then Caeli ended up being the person that I brought to the thing. So now we're here. I had been at her house all day the day before, pretty much like the whole, we did our shit for ourselves in the morning kind of things. And then we spent 7 fucking hours together working on shit. All right, here we go.
And this is to Autumn.
This is me to Autumn.
Hey, sorry I ghosted you. I pretty much fully mentally collapsed after the open letter came out and then had to quickly find a new place to move because some bullshit. Been having to get used to a lot of information, hostility, expectations, and just fucky bleak vibes. I'm down to talk if you're open to it. I just fell apart and got in bed for like 3 days when you sent me that text stuff to the group text with Caeli. It felt bizarre and unfair to be asked to remove a screenshot that I took in a public forum, especially being asked in a group chat and basically told off with a witness, like I was unethical for not seeking permission to repost any public post any way I see fit. It felt vilifying and weird, like another mini lynching being conjured out of the blue from someone I'd just been vulnerable with, about how scary it is for women with more privilege than I to have to make up ideas about me and spread them to other women. I was like mind-meltingly confused and hurt when I noticed you only unfollowed me after saying you were distancing from all of us. I've been blocked and dropped and distanced by dozens of people in the last few months, some who I really cared about and been kind of like constipating grief. I don't care if it sounds corny or dumb. It hurt my feelings and scared and confused me. I really don't know what I was supposed to think or do. So I think we read that last time.
We did.
And we also read this last time, but I'll just read it. I'm going to skim through some of it, but, I'll get to the juicy parts.
Give the gist, yeah.
You didn't ghost me. I blocked you and unfollowed you. Then you unfollowed me days later. I put up the boundary first.
Not possible. Not possible to do anything with anybody's account once you've been blocked.
I have the screenshots. And also was told that you were changing the narrative and making it seem as if you had to put up boundaries against me, which wasn't the case. If you were going to apologize to me, don't slander me to other people and spread false information before you do it. As for the post, I should have mentioned right when I saw it that it made me uncomfortable. I take accountability for that. But also, posting it without asking whether the post was public or not shows your lack of consideration for others and their trauma. It's reckless and not okay. But again, my fault for waiting to bring up the fact that I did not like that. Also, people calling you out is not the equivalent of a mini lynching. I'm not into the theatrics. That's not a vibe to me. Now, reading this all together tells me for sure that her taking responsibility was also another bold-faced lie. She didn't feel some type of way when she first saw that. It was like after thinking about it for a while, she was like, ooh, wait, I could use this and I can try and make you do something because I have a little bit of power right here.
It seemed to me like it was the kids from the book clubs like sliding into her story to just watch. Like she started talking about them freaking her out, and then in that freak out started asking me to pull the post. And so I was thinking maybe once she gets a chance to calm down, we can revisit. And then I was thinking too, because I went to check Twitter and see if the posts were still up. There were replies to Alexa and replies to the Alexa Nikolas expose account. And so I went to look, and the tweets were still there. Like everything was still up as it was when I screenshot it. So my brain started falling apart in pieces in my head. Like, what am I even being talked to about? What am I being asked to do? What's with the not wanting to be? Am I the only concerning factor here? Am I the like? What is the deal with everybody distancing from me? And is this all a game? Is this all some kind of trap just to shut me down? I don't know what's really happening. I could just be about it's a bunch of mental illness. So I'm trying to look for logic in different people's colliding mental fucking illnesses, perhaps. Maybe that's what's occurring, but for me to be seeking logic and really try, even if this is mental illness, maybe there's still logic to it. And I'm trying to figure out what is it that's actually happening here. There's no continuity, even just within this one person's requests and actions. The things I'm being, and then for this to all come up when I'm in the middle of my crisis doesn't make sense. You can't rationalize the irrational. That is correct, Nir. And thank you for your kindness. I appreciate you.
So I'll just skip down to the end of this one message that she says, I truly don't even know why you texted me. It is probably due to the fact that Neela blocked you and Caeli has been distancing herself from you. I'm not here to give you validation or even empathy. Again, you chose to slander me and lie behind my back. And like with all of the people I blocked, your friends don't like you as much as you think they do, inflated ego in parentheses, and they told me the truth. Keep your chaos away from me and leave me alone. I truly mean that in a sincere way. I also just wanted to say too, it seems like she really does not have a serious tone. Like the way that she speaks to you is almost like every sentence is a little bit of like sarcasm. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't even know why you texted me. As if like you don't really know why she what? You don't know why Shiv texted you? Are you serious? It's clear why Shiv texted you.
I was pretty clear. I think I was like comprehensive. My text was about as long as her reply. However, mine had content to it.
But that's a little bit of a way to say, like, I didn't even read it. Or I didn't even care. It's funny
because we have no less than 4 stalkers. Oh, wait, I'm not going to go there. Lurkers in this whole thing. We got one person in the chat communicating with us, and 4 people. I have no idea who you are, and then a couple people who come and gone here and there throughout. So let's try to move through this. Maybe we can keep it under an hour.
Our stalkers.
Oh,
hi.
no,
Oh, they're so
Princess wave to my stalkers. Is that what I should call my fans now? That's what, you know how it's like Lovato's got the Lovotics and then there's the Swifties.
Oh my God.
You know, I have the stalkers, ship stalkers. And I'll do my princess wave for y'all. We're gonna try to keep it funny because this sucks.
Oh my God. That is scary. That is
This
scary.
wacky shit, man.
I just, sorry, side point. People talk about stan culture, right? Stanning comes from the Eminem song, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where one of his fans literally stalked him.
Hey, Slim, why haven't you answered my messages, Slim? I'm coming to your house, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend, and we're going to crash the car because I'm driving drunk on my way there. We're going to crash through your front door. Like, yes. And you guys are my demons. That's right. Thank you. Near clearly listens to the podcast because in season 1, all of the outros is... if you're wondering who we is me and my demons. And you can join the Legion too by all these fucking methods. That's what's up. Thank you.
Love that.
Yes.
So, you know, like if we are embodying stan culture here, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, you know, like I read all of their tweets, you know, I reshare everything. I put their picture as my profile picture.
Oh my God.
You know, it's like constantly like they're all you talk about, like, but we don't call those people stalkers. We call them stans.
Right.
So when someone is standing you, or not even really standing you, but like just being a consumer of your content, they're a stalker. Autumn, what? You're in Hollywood.
Well,
you're too close to the fire to be saying I'm burned. Like, come on, girl. You've been in this. You've been born in this, and you're just now starting to feel uncomfortable about 1 or 2 people looking at your story. Okay, like, talk to me when like Beyonce is stalking you. Okay, that's when we can say, because we know Beyonce has way too much to do to really be in your story. Like she has to be following you in order for, like she has to be obsessed for her to be popping up in your story, because she got at least some burner accounts. Like she can go through her assistant's account or something to watch your stuff. If Beyonce on her official account was actually in your story, we can say, okay, she might have an obsession. Like she might actually be at that point where she's like, ooh, she really, 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 really likes you. But I don't think somebody who's just a normal social media user who happens to like be tangentially related to somebody that you know is stalking you. That's just, there's a lot of mental leaps that we have to go to get there.
I can't even, there's no, that'd be like mentally leaping over the Grand Canyon. You're not going to make it. You just fall in.
Olympic pole vaulting. I swear, like, I wouldn't be able to, but okay.
It's mental parkour, and we can't do it. It's only a few people get into that kind of shit.
No. So that's where we basically left off.
Yeah.
Okay, in the last video. So now that we have the whole context, we know everything that happened beforehand. We know people involved and all that other stuff. Let's get into how this all left off. And Autumn was the only person who really left it somewhere. Let's say that. So Autumn sends a screenshot of Shift's
4
text
hours.
message.
4 hours after she told me never to contact her again. Why are you even texting me right now? Which she said clearly she was down to support behind the scenes. She had said.
And
clearly.
She said this in a sincere way. And as we now know, nothing she says is really sincere. There's a hint of insincerity in there. So
I feel like that's relative. You know, maybe for her, this is as sincere as it gets.
She actually probably at that moment she sent send intended not to send you another message. But then after she thought about it, she was like, nah, I'm not done.
What happened was I started texting Caeli.
Oh.
There was a reason why she texted me again. And it wasn't out of the blue. She did not have a mental health crisis that created it in her mind. She was given a trigger. She was specifically handed a very precious, very volatile trigger by somebody unexpected, which leads us back to the title of this episode about how Caeli betrayed me.
So, Autumn sends a screenshot of Shift's text message to Caeli.
And Kay, in our group thread where I talk about things to people that I trust, that I've been working with for months, that I invited on my platform, that I let share their story, and I received immediate punishment, immediate retaliation, and also reached out for help to the community of people, all the Eat Predators leaders that seemed like they really wanted things to be good and right with that scene. They worried about how their labor and work had gone into a beacon, a lighthouse to pull in people from the what, like summoning all these trauma survivors from all these places, specifically places where they are nostalgic and they're seeking solace in repetitive media that goes back to Nickelodeon kind of shit, right? Specifically those kinds of people, they want to make sure that Eat Predators is a safe space or that it's not there. So I'm thinking I have people that have my back when I let them on my platform. I'm thinking I have people that are going to show up when the consequences, if any, arise at all. So I was waiting for anybody to come to bat for me because everybody kind of dipped out after the episode went up. Nobody followed through on any of their promises. And I will be getting to that in another video, what that all looked like, what kind of consequences befell me for opening my platform that I've worked to build to the, it's pretty tiny. It's effective. It's concentrated and impacting. It's small though. And that's hard because that means I do all the work and I don't get much for it. I pay for everything. I pay for hosting. I pay for my servers. I pay for all the accounts that I use to stream and have the recordings that get put out. And it's hard. And I've been going through it. I don't have a lot of stability around me. People have been unstable with me, including my family and everything. I keep myself together. I build what I build. And I expect my community to show up for me. And then they do and they don't, and they do and they don't. And then I forget that people even exist. And I'm like, I don't even have community. What is this? And then out of the darkness emerges people like Lappy. Like Near.
Hey, we're the dark gospel for a reason. So, all right. So Shift's message to the group chat that Autumn is sending Shift, okay, says, what's with the thing where she's trying to say I changed narrative? The only people I was talking to were you two, and all I said was I'm taking space from her. Unless she tapped my phone or read my mind or something, she would have no info about anything I might be saying or thinking that she could even feel threatened by. I'm supposed to be paranoid and leveled by her. There's no other reason to speak to or about me like this. This is so upsetting. I knew she was messy. I only went there because I actually needed help with FBI shit. I didn't actually feel safe, but I swallowed my hesitation and called it overthinking. I even wrote a fucking note on my bed for the Airbnb host with address in case I didn't come back from Autumn's. I didn't trust it, but I wanted to. The fact is, not everything is a boundary. She's just saying shit. And she says, with this picture, making false claims, insinuating that I could commit violence against you is defamation. Those are some fighting words, girl. Those are some real, actual fighting words. The way you said those words almost made me think you were really serious. But then she continues and says, again, people send me everything you say. Why are you still lying? Now I have evidence against you making false claims and claiming that I am tapping you into your electronics. And now I know you're not serious because you just completely misconstrued all that. Like you read it and you were like, let me scare you. Nothing Shift said accused Autumn of tapping into his phone. It was literally if the only possible way it could happen, maybe, because it's not even fathomable. The reality that these people that Shift trusts could betray him.
It was more believable to me that Autumn could be a psychic witch with a magic ball that actually speaks in my voice, with her choosing to sit with a wand and sage, white sage that she bought at the store at Whole Foods. And that speaks my voice, telling my thoughts to her, that's more conceivable. Or that she tapped my devices, that she's got some super special equipment or software or whatever. That makes more sense to me than what actually is happening. Because what is happening is she's sending me screenshots of my messages to Caeli and Kay. Two people I don't know very well that I brought into my world, and I shared the most vulnerable and precious thing that I have with them. This show is important to me. What I'm doing here is important to me, and it's going to continue getting better. I have content. The things that have happened this week, we're back on track. We're going to wrap this shit up, and I'm already recording where we're about to move into to get us back on track.
Period. I'm moving on too. You know, I sued Alexa today, and
We're
honestly,
so proud.
publicly, that's the last I'm gonna talk about her. Besides this little other thing I got coming, and y'all better go follow me on Instagram if you want to see it. Lappy So Savage, LAPI So Savage. I have a piece of literature coming that you would want to read. I'm trying to make it as objective as possible, right? I even have a full disclosure in there to say, like, look, this is where I stand in it, but let me tell you, I'm not going to try and, take away from what the reality of this is, because I had already a hunch, and any real journalist knows that hunch. I had that almost a year ago when I first, e-predators came into my radar, but I didn't, really start to put it all together until I came and met Shift in person. And I'm like, I now know how to talk about this. I now know how to actually relay this to the public, because I was seeing the pieces, but I'm like, what's really going on here? I need to get closer to see it. And I got as close as I need. I now know what's going on, and everybody else will too. Like, it's not a shadow operation anymore. There were some shadows, but I'm about to shine some light on it. Ooh. So she says, also, keeping up the false narrative that you took space from me. Stop creating paper trails. Everything you have texted your friends, this is in another text message, has been sent to me. Again, you are dumb and clearly do not live in reality. If I receive one more screenshot of false claims and psychotic behavior, I will send it to my FBI agent. That is not a threat. I also heard that you've been scheming to try and make up with me again. Oh, because again, I asked you for space. And now there are 2 instances with a paper trail asking you to leave me alone, which you also followed up with a paper trail of you constantly barraging. Is it barraging or barraging? Barraging Shift with more messages. I knew the word, okay? I didn't know how it was pronounced.
Yeah.
So
it's some French shit or something.
Yeah. But clearly, the paper trail is being made on you, Autumn. It's not being made on Shift, because Shift isn't replying. So
sorry.
You are exhibiting the same behaviors as my stalker. And this is where it comes into play. This is now where Shift is the stalker, right? We came all the way from Jaden stalking me, Jane stalking me. I have an actual stalker, but I'm not naming them now. Oh, now Shift is doing the stalking. It's always somebody. But I'm now noticing it got closer and closer to home. Like, it needed to be somebody who at least she was talking to. Like, she at least has some communication with to say, like, okay, boom, you're now the stalker. And, of course, she wrapped me into this. She tried to call me an accomplice of the stalker. So now she going down, okay? That is defamation. If you tell a third party in the state of California a lie about somebody, that is especially damages their reputation, gives them emotional harm. Yeah, you've defamed that person, Autumn Whitaker. And honestly, all of this stuff about having an FBI agent, about, that is not a threat. That tells me somebody who's been unchecked in their power, and somebody who might need to show up to a court of law and have them say this stuff in front of a judge. I don't know. Is that something that... Oh, yes. I think that is something you would like to do, considering the cease and desist you'll be sending out. So, yes, we will be seeing you in a court of law at some point in time. Whether or not you want to, it's going to happen. Because I think you have too much, there's a lot of words, like I said, cojones, gall, like I'm trying to be PC,
audacity.
You nerve. You have too much nerve to really be going around calling people stalkers, saying you're going to get an FBI agent on them. What the fuck does that mean? You're going to get somebody to like hunt them down and surveil them? You're going to have somebody outside their house in a van like spying on them? Like, what do you mean you're going to get my FBI agent?
Do it.
What does it mean?
Do it.
Cuz most
whatever
people,
it means, do it.
They don't have personal FBI agents. I don't know that. Is that like a celebrity child thing? Or is
I'm
that
wondering
like...
if LA has divisions that just revolve around celebrities. It's kind of an open secret. I'm wondering, and it maybe it's just not like a public open secret yet. It's just an LA open secret.
Is this another investigation? Is this another... am I going to have to do an Autumn Whitaker and the FBI connection?
Maybe, yeah. Because apparently, I mean, one of my thoughts was maybe Forrest Whitaker has somebody greased. That's vote. Speculation because of the shit I'm being told.
In the chat, vote. Say yay if I should do an investigation on the FBI's connection in the Whitakers, because it sounds like they have something going on. Say nay because you don't want me to end up in a body bag. I mean, either one is fine. I'm probably going to do it anyway, but let's just see, like, if I really should do it. Okay.
Oh, God. We have a lot of surprises in this whole little live stream. Oh my word. So,
okay. I also...
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Get serious. Unlike Autumn Whitaker. Sincerely, we're continuing.
So, you are exhibiting the same behaviors as my stalker. Slandering me and making insane false claims with no backing. So, this is what your stalker does? Who is this? You said this is
it really somebody?
Who is doing that?
Whoever the stalker is, if you want to reach out to me, I'm not going to shit talk you or talk about you like you're a stalker.
Wait.
It's fully legal for us to communicate. We're human beings. Unless you're like in jail, in prison, and you're not allowed to talk to the public. I am available. You can call the show and leave a message, 415-3434-420. You can email connect@goodmorningmayberry.com.
Honestly, because...
And Autumn, call your FBI agent. Do it.
It sounds like if they're making false claims, they're most likely true. Because the way that you be trying to call people your stalker, and you're now associating them with specific types of behavior, it sounds like either you're making it up, like the whole time. The stalker was never real. And you're just now attributing new behaviors to the stalker so that you can group new people into them. Or... you do have a person who's out on the internet maybe exposing you. And that person just doesn't have the clout. So you're trying to keep it down. Like, if you see anybody talking about me, they're probably my stalker.
If it is the latter, definitely reach out to me and we will collaborate. I promise you, we will coordinate as the legal rhetoric tells me not to do. I will be coordinating my actions with anybody trying to expose anyone involved with the predators, any tangential communities, any of the lawyers or politicians that are involved with the predators. I am here for you. I want to be really clear about that. I am still open to using my platform for good, and that is good.
So, last thing she says in this message is literally keep my name out your fucking mouth. You don't...
Autumn Whitaker.
Yeah, you don't own your name to the point that you can tell people not to say it.
Autumn Whitaker.
It's just not possible. You can tell people not to say bad things about you, but even that is a little like you can't.
I didn't sign a non-disparagement. I don't work for you. I didn't sign an NDA of any kind. No non-disclosures, no non-disparagements, and defamation has to be a lie. We're literally reading your words. Send me another one. Send me another one.
There's another 7 messages, right? We're 4 messages
almost done
past Autumn saying never talk to me. We're 4 messages in after that. Sincerely. So now there's 7 more after that of Autumn still talking to Shiv. Not talking to, I'm sorry.
Around.
Berating.
No one's really talking to me from this group. They're all doing other types of things, communicating in my name.
I would say chiding. You know, like they're really it's facetious in the way that they try to like put you in your place and like, oh no,
I do feel an awful lot
bad
of like,
shit.
Yeah, like I'm being uppity is the word that I keep coming up with this week. Like, where in the fuck do these women come up with the idea that they can treat me this way? No, you do have to show up and follow through on your commitments. No, you can't just go from holding my heart to squeezing it to pieces. Like, what?
I mean,
I don't even know either. They're wild. Where do they come up with the audacity? It's like on tap. There must be an Audacity depot. Where is the Audacity store? Because I got to get some. Is it like an iStore where you walk in and there's like a connoisseur that helps you immediately? You walk over the white wall where it's like, it's got to look like the iStore, just white shit all over the place. Fuck you guys.
High end.
I'm always cussing on these. I always think I'm going to come in and be professional and just real. We're going to handle the issue. I'm passionate and I don't give a shit. This is my energy. This is my style. And I want to take Oprah's business plan and have a magazine and a show. And it'll be, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit. Like, I wish it was more like cars, but for now we'll do lawsuits first. Since this is how I'm being treated after opening my show to people to help them.
Yeah, that's facts. So Autumn says, I have screenshots of 2 people confirming your obsession with me and false claims against me. I'm not the fucking one. So now she's self-escalating herself. If you can see, her tone is getting more aggressive as she's texting even more. Now, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anybody here. Disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. I said that before and I've been accused still of defaming people. But let me say, self-escalating, right? That is associated with some mental illnesses when you can just sit in a room
and
you can make yourself angry just by not even thinking, but like you're just all of a sudden you're up and you're just mad. You know, nothing triggered you. Nobody said anything to you new or anything. You're just now agitated, right? That's what she's doing by herself. So like she woke up and decided, oh no, I'm not the one today. But you were yesterday or the day before that? Like, when were you the one who comes out and says, oh, Alexa, oh, playing the victim won't help you now? That was the one, Autumn. That was the one we thought you were. But now you're not the one. Oh.
It's a little confusing figuring out which one Autumn is.
So the next, I have screenshots of every single thing you texted Caeli. Again, you're not likable. No one is loyal to you. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. Every time you send a text, I get it. Nothing you say is private. Thanks for the evidence. Now, what she's doing here is obvious. You know, she's just hanging it in front of your head like, oh, ooh, I know something you don't know. I know something you don't. And basically kind of try to brag that she succeeded in ripping people away from you, in a sense. Like,
I didn't even know that was on the table. I didn't even know we were doing all that. Considering that she showed up in my life as a source.
That's her game.
She healed my heart about Reddit talking shit about Ghislaine Maxwell. And then literally, immediately, this is what we're doing right after that.
Well, she's playing checkers, right? She wants the most pieces on the board. So she's just trying to hopscotch across, you know, to see who can be on her team.
She's playing checkers. Mm-hmm. Me and Joe Dunn play 5-layer chess. Mm-hmm. He came up with the term 5-layer chess. But I've been playing it well, better than he ever has, because he pigeonholed himself into some stupid-ass idea. I'm going to be a politician or whatever. People will vote for me. If I act crazy and tell them all what they want to hear, and they'll never talk to each other.
Sick.
Anyway.
So, also, I have proof of me telling you I couldn't have people over because of work several times, and even have the call log of you calling me to claim you were suicidal and needed to come over. Now, let's pause here. Okay. Autumn. If you don't want somebody in your home, right? You know what you can say? No.
You could not invite them over voluntarily and say, if you want help, you should. This is what Autumn said to me. You should file an FBI case against Alexa. If you need help, I will help you. That's a slight paraphrasing. But that is the trajectory of the offer. I reached out to Caeli and Kay, who were both busy. Kay had a big paper due. Caeli was out of town. And, no, Caeli had a big paper too. And Kay was due, and Kay was out of town. Caeli told me to reach out to Autumn. Reminded me that Autumn had offered that in our FaceTime time, which is, these are the kinds of things that I'm like, maybe this is a group setup. Because Caeli insisted I get on this FaceTime. They're going to get me all wrapped up into Autumn's stories. And then Autumn's offering me the FBI thing. And then she's trying to flip the narrative around like this. And I'm thinking, where does it begin and end with the bullshit? At what point did the bullshit begin? Was all that nice shit at the beginning just to get me all soft and comfortable and vulnerable? These people might not know that I have been involved in multiple circumstances where there are setups to keep people controlled and keep people in check. I broke a cult when I was a teenager. I broke the cult. I left and I fucking broke it when I was a kid. And that was all intuitive. There were a few other people involved in that, but like, I'm not impressed by this behavior. The minute I start getting an inkling of like, could this be in cahoots or could I be getting extra paranoid because I have trauma in my history? I start looking at things very differently. And I can't explain that to you. That's not something that can be taught.
Yeah.
Unlike Neela's bullshit ass statements, I actually am treated. I am deeply in treatment a few ways over.
Yeah.
I feel good about the way I think. I really do. And I wish that I could come in here and not cuss, had a more professional demeanor, but also I actually like the way I carry on. When I go back and review this shit, I'm always like, why was I anxious? Yeah. That looked good. That's fine. People will show up for it. Eventually, it will grow.
I think the message, gets through, and honestly, I feel like if we were just cold and scripted, I don't think people would really take us seriously.
If you want to watch somebody disingenuous, go watch Sloan. If you want to watch a lying, disingenuous piece of shit talking about the same type of content, oh shit.
Where's my tea?
Go watch Sloan. Go for Joshua Pingley. I'll be dealing with your ass later, sir. Lying ass, loser ass, motherfuckers up in Alexa's comments, blowing smoke up her ass so she can blow it right in my face. Fuck the lot of you. I'm coming for you too. Try me.
The tea has been sipped. Okay. There's also text proof of me texting people that you forced yourself over, and I actually didn't want you there.
Where did I get that address then? Where'd that address come from, Autumn?
Don't mess with me. I have screenshots up the ass. Don't ever lie on my name again, you fucking loser. 37 and can't even tell that no one fucking likes you or fucks with you. BPD as fuck. She's clearly upset for no fucking reason. It's just anger, pure rage and hate, which is why I believe this is a verbal assault. Like, it just gets to the point where it's not even about like a principle. It's not even about like, this is why I'm upset. It's just about, I'm upset and you're my target and I'm going to take it all out on you right now. I'm going to just let you have it.
That is why I feel confident, despite and because of these silly ass claims about defamation, including this goofy, delusional nonsense cease and desist letter that came to me that's fully formatted wrong. It has absolutely no bearing. There are no actionable things that I need to be doing besides continuing on my journey. And in fact, I didn't change course, but I kicked up the speed several notches on everything I'm about to be doing. The next 2 days are packed with me dropping things that were maybe going to take a week or two longer to come out. Things are coming out tomorrow through Friday that I'm stoked about. I'm so excited.
Well, mentioning that, these last two messages.
There we go.
Also, if you make a podcast about this, that counts as evidence for defamation. Because
Put it on
again,
the table.
I have screenshots that disprove all of your lies to Caeli. Apparently, you're having a heart attack. LMAO. Who laughs at somebody who may or may not be having a medical crisis? Like, that's not funny. And if you're laughing because you know you're the one who caused that, you know what that's called? Sadism. Yeah, I think you're a sadist. And that's just being honest. That's not any shade. I think you enjoy hurting people and seeing them suffer at your will. Like, that's how I feel. That's my opinion.
That might be body bag volume content.
Oh no,
my need to get away from.
My therapist says, sadist very often, because it's important to notice when somebody is enjoying your turmoil and they may be the one who caused it. That's sadism. That is a real thing. That's not normal. It's not normal to like enjoy when somebody's suffering. Now, if somebody's hurting you and you hit them back and you're seeing them retreat and you're feeling triumphant, that's one thing. But when somebody's over here, vulnerable, helpless, hurting, and suffering, and they're asking you to stop, or they're not even engaging with you, they're trying to back away and go away, and you're still lashing out at them, and you're laughing about it. That's that image. Yeah, you have it in your head. That's a sadist. That's you. So just know that that's how I see you. And it's not nice. So I'm not enjoying my name being in your mouth, especially the things you're saying about me. So all of this defamation, I have screenshots. Every single time you say that, you're literally saying, I got you. Ha ha ha. I can hurt you at any time. I got you. That's sadism. That is wrong. You shouldn't be feeling that type of empowerment from having something over somebody's head that's not even doing anything actively. Nothing. So, last text, just in case I didn't come back, quotes from Shift. No one wanted you here. Sadism. And I have proof of that. I actually texted several of my friends that you creeped me out, and I only interacted with you because I felt bad for you. Really?
Is that why 5 of you are lingering and watching this story right now? You feel bad for me?
Nice try with lie. LMAO. Call me Mythbusters.
I forgot about that one. Sorry. Okay. So after all that, I texted Caeli. Let's loop back to how Caeli betrayed me, because that's what this video is about. It's actually not about Autumn Whitaker. It's all about Caeli.
She does mention Caeli in the person who is totally handing Caeli all the evidence.
Yeah. And that she distanced from me, and Neela had blocked me, which I didn't know anything about. Neela. The last time I spoke to Neela, it was on a 3-way call connecting her and Autumn. And me and Caeli saw each other the day before this and spent 7 hours working on a script together. That, by the way, Caeli, I know you're seeing this. Here is a cease and desist about don't fucking do a single thing with my script. Don't move at all. You're afraid of suits? You're afraid of lawsuits? Don't move in any direction with my script. Do you understand me? I was at her house the day before all of this. We were working together. It does not make sense to me that she would be distancing from me in the eyes of Autumn fucking Whitaker. Who is this? Who is this person? Where did she come from? Why is she dropping into the chat? And in fact, up until just before the conflict, I didn't know she was Autumn Whitaker. I just knew she was Autumn. I did have her email address that has her complete name in it, but I didn't put the dots together until somebody put my nose right in it as things were kind of escalating. They were like, well, you know what family she's a part of, right? And I was like, no. And they were like, what's her last name? And I just happened to have her email address that has her last name in it. And I thought to myself, well, if somebody's saying it like that, Whitaker's a thing. Okay. So we are going to.
Okay. Caeli, this is from Shift. I'm absolutely shocked. What could y'all have possibly talked about regarding me that would lead you to thinking I could text her in the first place? What is this? Like, fine, I'm a stupid, weak, needy, mentally ill piece of shit. Fine. Now what? Neela is a apparently rallying at me. With her, she's...
1 second. What did you miss, Near? Because I'm curious how you're thinking right now. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Lappy's going to continue.
Oh, yeah.
But share what you feel like you missed, because I'm sure you didn't, but I really want to know your thought process right now. If you can, don't feel like there's pressure on you, but if you have something you could clarify about that comment, I would love to articulate something and connect with it. Continue.
So Neela is apparently rallying at me with her. She's speaking for you. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay. And this is after, if timeline wise, this is after Autumn is now sending Shift screenshots of what was in the group chat. And Autumn naming Caeli as somebody who is definitely sending them.
I also had sent screenshots of Autumn sending me the screenshots from Caeli and Kay's text thread to Caeli and Kay's text thread, creating I don't know how I'm not having a continuous feedback sound in my ear from this shit all the time. My brain should just be on fucking, just like the microphone and a speaker right next to each other in my left and right.
Because at this point, everybody knows now that people are going behind Shift's back and reporting to Autumn. Everybody knows. But nobody's coming to Shift and saying, hey, I thought it was a good idea that Autumn knows.
I will say, actually, everybody knew, apparently it seems, but Kay. I'm going to remove Kay from the bullshit.
Okay.
Because I actually believe that Kay didn't know.
Right.
Just mean that you're confused about the Autumn and the... Yeah, well, yeah. That's... Yeah. We'll come back to it.
Okay. So, after that, Caeli responds, she didn't say anything about it since the last time we all talked in the group chat, which is why I thought she might be open to it now. I'm guessing Neela said something and for some reason thought she knew where I was at, even though I haven't talked to Neela in months now. But it sounds like Neela is saying I'm on her side or something, which makes no sense. I'm weeping, dude, Shift says. This burns. Bad. It all sounds like Neela's shit, but then Autumn also directly spoke for you. I'm so confused. I literally can't move right now. Landlord has a guest and I can't stop crying or breathe. It doesn't have to be true to ruin my life. If they vote to do it together, seeming real live survivors uniting, just about killing me and laundering their egos. Caeli says, I'm writing to her now to ask what's up because I am really confused. Shift says, thank you. I feel shitty about everything now. Like, kind of no matter what I need to stay away from her. Like, death, because she's said, I think you were typing really fast here, but it's not easy for one person to hurt.
And I was not, my chest was, so the chest thing really was pain that then stopped being pain, turned to pressure, moved into my back and my arm. I know I look young, but I'm 37. So all of a sudden I'm like, wait, did I take on too much opening up my world to these people? Why did I spend so much money going to LA to meet Alexa, put my physical energy into pulling together infrastructure so that the remote office worked well? Why did I come back and have Kay and Caeli come into my life and start talking to me and come on my show and have this episode? Did I do too much by making flyers for mystifying Melanie Carlson, who at the beginning of this little video, we talk about blocking me and whatever? Did I do too much spending my money and my time graphic designing these flyers and handing them out to people who then apparently went around telling the world that I assaulted them at the rally? This is how Lappy and I even got connected, because they tried to call Lappy with the lie and Lappy showed up for me. Lappy put on a white cape.
You can't bullshit me.
Yo.
Not from even all the way from California, okay? I will come and show up to see the bullshit, okay? You can't bullshit me.
That was the thing. You were trying to make your whole assessment from afar. You were just going to write remotely about it. And then when they started blocking bitches and turned it into this whole other level of fire, Lappy physically came to California to see what the fuck this is, which is similar to my... I knew that I was coming to help, but there was always a question of, is this thing really what it's supposed to seem like it is? And when it wasn't, I still hold faith for the possibility that I'm misinterpreting things. Maybe it's just messy. I had no idea that it was actually a concerted effort to create a whole illusion that's not what's being marketed to the world.
I think everybody just wants to believe that in this space, everybody's trying to do the right thing. So if somebody messes up, it was just human error. It was just, an oversight. It was something that it was a mistake. It can be fixed. But the way that these people operate, they destroy so badly, it can't be fixed. And then once it's that broken, they're like, all right, bye.
I'm going to say...
You just going to leave this shit here?
From a separate angle, because yes, when we're looking through the prism, that's a side of it. From their side of it, they need people like us. They eat us up and they metabolize us as they're creating their identity. They can't perform something that they're not. Is there a tornado outside?
I think that's hail. So
the wind just started blowing the blinds and it got hella loud outside. It sounds like a goddamn tornado.
Well, let me close this.
It's coming in. So they need it is hailing outside. We're just having a time here trying to get this video out.
Wait.
Yo, tell me about it. Anything but that, indeed. Now, they literally don't have a script to write if they don't have material to write from. Mm-hmm. And to create this live action, real time bullshit that they are creating, they need to eat us. They need to eat the real deal. When people actually reach out to eat predators, they're drawn into Alexa's nostalgia because that activates a trauma part of the brain. What they're looking for is me. I am doing this work already. Whatever it is that all these other survivor leaders are doing, I wasn't a founder of this shit. I saw what they were up to. I recognized what was going on, I thought, and I connected with it through it's a whole other episode about how I got connected to it, and I will be doing that. And I have the very first person I got wrapped up in with Eat Predators that told me to connect with Alexa has come on and recorded 2 episodes with me. Now has me blocked. May or may not be watching my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Don't know if she knows that her episodes are going to be coming out, but they are. And the intro and outro are going to be very different than what I planned for them to be when we recorded, but they're coming out. All of the content that I own, that I possess, it's mine and I own it. It's all coming out when I want it to and how I want it to. And
now it's the only version of the truth that can stand.
That's real. And there's no illusions going to be had. I will dispel them. I rebuke illusions that I'm making anybody look bad. Y'all make yourselves fucking look bad. Y'all ruined my life for no reason. Y'all knew who you were messing with to enough of a degree to know that I was vulnerable. And I could see how you might be shocked that I haven't disappeared yet. That I haven't just gone away to go figure something else out. That I haven't killed myself. That I haven't laid in bed until I starved to death or some shit. Or gotten so distracted that I run out of the limited resources that you know that I'm budgeting in a very particular way to make this part of my life work right before I get stability financially. But my mental stability, my integrity has always been the scariest thing to people who want to be manipulative, who want to control a group that I'm in or control me as an individual. It scares me, frankly. It pulls me in directions that I emotionally feel like I can't tolerate. And then I do again and again and again because I am a fucking phoenix, not a survivor. I haven't survived any of this shit. I didn't survive what Caeli did. I didn't survive what Autumn did. It changed me. And yet that integrity, that focus, that reason I showed up to make things better, even at the expense of my own comfort, I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to see it through, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
So, thank you. I feel shitty about everything now. Like, kind of no matter what I need to stay away from her. Like, definitely. It's not easy for one person to hurt me as deeply as she's shown she's able to. My heart, man. I'm in pain. I don't want to talk to her again at all. Because the way she's got me questioning my dynamic with you is super fucky. I respect you so much, man. She has no right to touch like that. I don't get this. I've never had anyone do anything like this before besides Alexa. Fuck. I might be actually having like heart stuff right now. My arm hurts and I'm hyperventilating and can't chill. And I really actually like want to validate that real quick because this is heavy on the heart. This is real life. These are real people, and these are, as far as Shift knows, real friends. And now that's crumbling, and that is a heartbreak. And I know a heartbreak is real. You know, like that is your life. So that can feel like it's literally all coming down, and your body is very responsive to some things that happen, that your body can shut down because of stress, because of a situation. You know, you don't know how everything can affect you, and especially something that's so high stakes, you know, it can actually, like, in a moment's notice turn you into a dysfunctional, non able to be talking to people, going outside, eating and sleeping correctly type of person, and you don't know how long you're in that. So I want to say, like, you feeling that, like, I felt that at times for stuff I didn't know was going to affect me. I didn't know it was going to hit me like that. Like, ooh, like I had to take a break from life real quick. And I felt like this was probably that time where, yeah, you were like, look, I gotta, like, you know, I gotta do something, because like I don't even want to be here. You know, I don't want to be here. Like, something's gotta change, something's gotta break, you know. So I guess Neela blocked me for telling her I thought it was irresponsible and harmful for her to keep reducing us to what I think were righteous responses to abuse.
Because Neela continued from the moment that I met her. Basically, there was maybe a week or so where Alexa was trying to throw Caeli on the chopping block. And I kept trying to create ways to call Caeli in because I hadn't met Caeli. And I was like, okay, I don't know who this person is, but you're telling me that she's leadership and that she was concerned about how much time she was putting in while you're getting exalted this way. The reason why I connected with your ass and came here to help you with your movement is I thought it was yours. So something's off. I'm evidence of it. I am living proof that Caeli was right. And this is what Caeli is doing with me. Okay? So I know that Caeli was not wrong in asking for what she was asking for. Attention and compensation. Some validation in her work. I know that she was not right. I know that she was not wrong in that. I know that she was correct in her trajectory of moving in a direction of accountability for Alexa and balancing out what was happening. I understand that it could have been the media just got excited about Alexa. For all we know, these Rolling Stone article people are like old Zoe 101 fans. And they're like, oh, my nostalgia, I've got a monkey neuron. It's going off. Ah! And they're weaponizing their fucking power to pull in my attention with the name of they just got hired at a job. None of this shit is real. So for all we know, it's all this weird kind of, it's like very simple brain shit. We shouldn't have this technology right now that we are using to talk to y'all. This is God mode shit. And we're all being fucked with. It's Bernaysian. And I know you know, knowing who Eddie Bernays is can change your life. Knowing who Eddie Bernays is can change your life. I'm going to say it one more time. Knowing who Eddie Bernays is can change your fucking life. That said, this is all unreal. It's stuff we're not designed to process. So whatever it is that's happening around Alexa to make her seem like the leader of this thing that was created by so many people, Neela, who's blocked me and talked shit about me to a level, I'm at this point, I've been advised to not speak publicly about her at all, to not give any validation or attention to her platform. It really, as far as I'm concerned, I understand the professionals that are giving me this advice know what they're talking about. They also don't really get what this transitional period is going to look like. I will put this behind me. I will set this down, and I will dominate every one of my fucking goals that Neela has made fun of. I'm already healing my mental health. I am treated unlike what Neela's lies have constituted the ideas about me that she's spread to people. More people have shunned me simply because Neela made videos about me demeaning me. All of these people, though, they all showed up and they put their energy into fucking bullshit. And then Alexa, who is, according to a monster, as far as in my alleged opinion, Autumn Whitaker is a fucking monster. And she thinks Alexa is a fucking monster too. Up until I met Autumn, I thought there was wiggle room to negotiate some kind of a healing between the community that Alexa had been working with and all these people she's calling in. I figured that we would work something out. And then I met Autumn, and she dispelled all of that hope. She rebuked my hope about Alexa, and then she rebuked my hope about everybody else that I had been bonding with over the last several months.
And she kind of felt how sensitive that was. That's when you said she's a healer. She is. She's a little bit, I would say, of an empath. You know, she can tell what's affecting you.
Yeah.
And she uses it. She doesn't like help you, right? Unless it can help her in that moment. I don't know too much of her track record of helping people. Let me just say that. I don't. You know, so,
I don't know that there is much of one.
So, you know, let's keep going. This really fucking sucks. And at this point, Caeli hasn't responded. Autumn knew that too, though. I made sure to cover what I thought would be important to keep herself emotionally safe dealing with Neela. I bet
because Neela is mean. Neela had been mean to me already before she completely turned on me. She's mean. And she will weaponize your shit. Whatever vulnerable thing you share with her, she might turn that into something that she'll start pinching at in order to get control over a motherfucker. In my experience.
Well, she tried it with me, and she didn't even have too much to use, and she already was trying to like say, "Oh, you're fame hungry, girl. You don't know me. I'm sorry, you really don't know me, girl. I've been famous since I was a child." And I'm not talking about, you know, just like, oh, internet, like, oh, people like follow me and stuff like.
You literally do it in person. You show up on a certain block and then you show up twice and people are like, thank goodness you're back. We love you.
Honestly, fame is a real different monster, you know, than probably people realize, because on social media, like, fame looks a certain type of way for people who want to be famous, people who like, and by want to be famous, I don't mean like people who aren't famous who want to be famous. I'm talking about people who are famous who want to keep their fame, who cling to it. There's a certain look that they project of, this is me. I'm famous. This is the life of fame. I'm taking pictures with Oprah, like whatever, you know? I have taken those pictures before, and it's not because like I'm trying to put it on social media. It's because I'm there and there's a camera and there's that person and I'm here too. So I might as well take a picture while I'm here with that person. And some of these people are like your favorite people's favorite people. So like, I don't be trying to share that and stuff because I don't want to be famous. So I get it. Neela, you didn't know about me. So you tried to use something that you knew was the fact that like, I have some fame, and you thought I wanted it. No, I don't want fame. I use my fame, and I use it in the best way I can by exposing things that I feel like people need to look at. If people are looking at me, you might as well look at this, because this is a big issue, and I think it involves you, and I think you might need to do something about it. And I will continuously do that as long as I have the spotlight and the mic. But I don't want to have it that long. I wish I had 15 minutes of fame. If I had 15 minutes of fame, it would have died when I was 15. Ooh. And it's been 13 years now since, so I don't think it's going away. You know, I just have to like learn how to deal with it. Like last week I was on the news. I don't choose that stuff. I show up in the same corners playing the same music every day. And then one day the news comes by. I don't know why that happens, but it happens. So when I do that, I try to use that as a catalyst to show other things. I don't try to like feed into that and say, ooh, well, let me try to get another news show off of this. And let me try to, you know, build up and go to like some other thing. Like, I just say, ooh, that's a piece of history now. Well, let me, you know, make history then. That's all I do. So, Neela, that was the only thing you tried to say about me. You also called me deranged, but
that's
once
so
again,
weird.
You don't know enough
that's
about me.
That's so weird. The things Neela said about you got me so heated so fast. I was just like, she's not even a thing. And we've spent too much time talking to and about her because we're going to have to clip this moment out if we want her to see it. She's not going to spend the time. She doesn't give a shit to invest her time in actually communicating with people.
In fact, let's make it 2 hours so we know she won't read.
She talks shit about people left and right. She shits on people left and right. The first conflict that we got into and the conflict that ended our relationship is that I said she should talk to Caeli. And I understood that Caeli fucked her up a little bit. I don't think that was abusive. I think Neela didn't like the position she put herself in. I think Neela, it's funny because Neela likes to say, I don't want the fame. I don't want the attention. I don't want the this and that. Why did you even get involved in Eat Predators? When I found it, when it came into my field in articles, Neela had already come and gone from LA. She came out, she stayed there. She was at protest. She is in pictures, masked up and shit. Why would she come there and be a part of what I first started calling Occupy Hollywood? Why would you do that? I didn't know what Eat Predators really meant. And besides that, I used the term predators. That's how that shit ended up in my algorithm. It wasn't that special. It wasn't that important. Calling it Occupy Hollywood, I was like, this is something. This is weird. So to find that one person is playing the role of, oh, I don't even want this. That's not surprising to me. To find that people who came to me and were supporting me decided to defect and stop supporting me when Neela started making literally ableist slur videos about Lappy, fuck me. Fine. What do y'all know about Lappy other than that?
And I know you don't know a lot about me because I'm selective on what I put out there. I put out my whole birth government name, but y'all still don't know enough about me. Like, you can't even Google that and find nothing because there's nothing to find. Like, you would have to ask me. You would have to actually talk to me and be in my life and be my friend in order to learn about me. And you're not. I'm sorry. You're not my friend. And Neela, I talked to directly and interviewed, and she still didn't get to know me in that time. Like, no point in time did she ever ask me why I was at the protest, what I was doing. No, she came to me to try and put her narrative in there and try to spin it. And I said, okay, well, let's see at least what you know. And now everything she said has been blown out of credibility. Like, she's released more information actually useful in public than she did privately to me, which is just...
She started talking about the Duns, both of them, not just Joe, but Sarah. She brought Amanda Peters' name out in the public by trying to expose me. She put my messages that I sent her that pissed her off. She was like, this is the real shift in the real Good Morning Mayberry. Tags me in it and then limits comments so that I can't communicate with anybody that she's talking to about me. This is a white woman. This is a white woman who talks about all of the issues and marginalization and all that shit. Just fuck the idea of oppression and leftism and all of that. But looking at the reality of the situation, it doesn't even matter. If you're trying to talk for people and saying their voices have been taken from them, and then you take the voices, you are a fucking hypocrite. So I feel like she really separated the wheat from the chaff for me, because I had a bunch of people that were showing up for me, and they were coming in to check on me. They were DMing pretty regularly. They were responding to everything that I posted. They were liking things. They were commenting on things. The next thing I know, they're not following me anymore after Neela's videos. And if that's not damages for defamation, I don't know what is.
Actually, in the libel law, it actually says if you cause people to shun them.
Literally in the law.
I didn't make the laws up, girl. No. That's what it says. And I don't know. They might have wrote it about you. Because you fit the description really well. Anyway, let's finish this, because I know it's about Neela, but not about Neela.
No,
this text message,
but 10 minutes on Neela. Let's stop.
I bet she shared it. She shared it all in a violent way.
Me texting Caeli and Kay, or just Caeli.
Caeli. And talking about, okay, I'll start this text over. Autumn knew too. I made sure to cover what I thought would be important to keep herself emotionally safe dealing with Neela. I bet she shared it all in a violent way and got Neela triggered. I never talked to Neela about Autumn, though. I three-way called Neela, and we all talked to do introductions and give Neela the info. Neela seemed like she didn't want any more info. I'm surprised they even continued on, let alone found a way to collaborate on creating an ideology exclusively designed to shatter my heart and make me question everything about the way I live and love. Good times. Okay. I'm still super rattled. I don't know how to calm down. I'm late for stuff now. I think I'm too vulnerable to act this brave. I have no spiritual shields or recovery space. Like, I need a hug, at least. But it feels stupid to want hugs, and I don't even have a safe way to get it anyway. I'm afraid to go meet Lappy because I don't want to burst into tears and be heavy on him.
This was literally the day Lappy was arriving into town.
And I'm sad and I feel stupid. You don't have to feel that way. I hope you haven't thought that.
I haven't. We went out to dinner and I like took a breath and I was like, I don't want to dump this on you, but the shit just went down.
Oh yeah, no, I was.
And we
totally
hung out
there
for like a couple hours, I think, before, or maybe an hour before I started really like unpacking this shit. Because it's like, how do I even explain this? He was literally on the plane while this was happening.
Mm. So I was ready. I was fully prepared. I was like, let's get into it. So, and now I feel like I'm asking too much for even feeling feelings or telling anyone anything about any of it. What did she say? I expect shit or something? This is so fucked up. Because Caeli still hasn't responded. Shit's asking, what did she say? So, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm not doing it anymore. Let me know if you want to schedule a chat. I have to phase out of whatever this is. I'm sorry. I'm glad this is all in text and being passed around. However that's happening, that's best. And that's the last of it.
Well, Caeli actually did respond in the group chat with Kay, if you recall. So that's where we're going to wrap it up, because that's where it wraps up, really. I sent the messages, the screenshots, evidence of what? That I'm a person? Okay, because she's talking about, Autumn was talking about that she's got all this evidence and all these things. I just sent all of the screenshots of everything Autumn sent after Don't Talk to Me Again to Caeli and Kay in our group thread. And I said, what the fuck is this? She verbally assaults me and tells me to fuck off. And now she's texting me again with screenshots of me talking to you. What the fuck is happening? Great. Just great. Fucking perfect. I really appreciate this. Thanks. And then I kept sending more of the screenshots. And I said, I'm not lying, but that doesn't matter here. This is hell. I didn't say she's tapping my phone. I did want to know why she's getting weird information and warping it, though. So now I know. Great. This is hell. And I'm like, evidence of what? That I'm a person? Okay, I get it. It's all just really like fucking messy shit. This isn't real. What call log? She was inviting all three of us over and trying to make plans at her house. I'm not intimidated by this. I'm getting less mad and scared each text that she sends me. I don't know what to think here, but if it's really going to be like this and it's hell, I got no reason to be mad or afraid. This was me talking the day the texts were coming. So don't be shocked about this or anything I do in the future. Caeli.
Okay.
Finally responded. Oh, wait, who's this? Which one of you had the lobotomy? We speak now. Who are you? Who are you? What's your name? Because you're the first weirdo that's shown up here.
Yeah.
Talking publicly. Have a feeling it's Autumn.
And, shaming people for having lobotomies, first of all.
What a gnarly, stupid-ass fucking thing to even say here.
Like, I actually had a friend who had a lobotomy, and it really, really actually helped him because he had autism, and he actually, really, really needed it. Like, he before was, just socially awkward, kind of, didn't really look people in the eyes and stuff. And then I saw him, a year later, and I went to college with him, and he said, yeah, I actually had a lobotomy, and, he was more normal, if you will, but normal is very I don't like saying that about anybody, but
he was comfortable socializing.
He was
that may have not just been autism, because the frontal lobes impact your ability to communicate and express emotions, feel emotions. Mm-hmm. So if he was having pressure in an area or there was some damage, removing that, which is a lobe, your frontal lobes, the otomy is the removal of, right? So that's a really vague come home shift. I'm your mom. Doubtful.
Okay.
That's not how my mom talks.
Anyway.
But whoever this is does know that I'm estranged from my family. So, I do not believe you. That is not how my mother talks. And we do talk some. That's definitely Autumn.
So somebody trying to like make fun of somebody.
This is permanent too. You can't delete this shit.
Right.
Go ahead.
Somebody trying to make fun of somebody for having a lobotomy.
Have you taken your
so
we're not even going to block you. Keep it up. We're not going to slow you down or don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
First of all, we had lobotomies, we wouldn't need medication because it would help us.
Maybe we would. It's none of anybody's business. It's medically privileged information.
I mean,
are you a doctor?
Honestly.
Are you a fucking doctor? It's barrage, brother. This is for sure, Autumn. You finally talking. We're almost done, girl. You almost made it. You almost made it to the end. Whoever this is, I speculate that it's Autumn. Because this is exactly how we've been reading your messages.
So
fuck you, man.
This is
Caeli. Oh, there I go again.
This is Caeli.
Caeli, finally.
Finally replying to the group text messages.
Performing for Kay.
Right. So that there's a witness.
It is top-notch journalism.
I was trying to facilitate transparent communication / understanding, talking with her about why she reacted that way. And it led to a very scary, legitimate threat of a defamation suit, which I have to fully disengage from because I've already been through 2, and I am still going through another one. I thought I was helping, not hurting, by sharing where you were at, and was not expecting that to be the outcome. I'm really shook and have to fully separate from anything that even has a slight chance of getting me caught up in another lawsuit.
So that would be negligent infliction of emotional distress from Caeli to me, as opposed to the intentional infliction of emotional distress from Autumn to me. Please continue.
I that was the end of that. But I have to just unpack that for a second.
Yeah.
Because Caeli.
Oh, what? You're gone? Where did We Speak Now go? You just left?
Caeli. If you are already sharing confidential information with a third party who is not the intended party of that information, you've already subjected yourself to a whole slew of liability. So I don't think that you really care about any defamation lawsuit. That's just my speculation. However, if you did care about a defamation lawsuit and you were caring about you being involved, if you're just passing information from one person to another and you're not adding any information in there and changing that information or, telling somebody else information about the other 2 parties, you wouldn't be involved in a defamation lawsuit by any nefarious means, like against you. You would just be subpoenaed as a witness. And if you're already involved, then you're already a witness. So you can't just say, I'm done. I'm not part of this no more. Sorry, guys, that y'all have this mess that I was in, but I'm not anymore. Just clean it up and hopefully it'll all be okay. That is a cop-out.
Yeah. And in fact, that will be entered into the lawsuit that you tried to evade your witness.
That is weird energy to me.
You're funny, We Speak Now. You are the funny thing. We're adorable. We're fucking cute as hell.
I mean...
Oh, you're silly kid. Get out of here. You can see yourself out. We're not going to be muting you, blocking you, throttling you, limiting you in any way. You are free to use your voice, We Speak Now. Talk.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
We're not going to limit comments because we're not,
Bring it on.
That side of the fence. So...
Continue. I'm going to stop looking at it, but we're going to let you keep talking because I don't care what you're saying, but we're not going to limit your voice. Go ahead.
So, in
fact, actually, I'm going to slide the window over a touch. We're not ignoring you, but we're not looking at this shit from We Speak Now anymore. Go ahead and keep speaking. We'll check on you later.
So, for you...
That's so much better.
To try and just absolve yourself of any involvement and any liabilities, any, it almost feels like you did say something. You have a guilty conscience of saying something that you don't want to come to light. Like something that you may have said about somebody that wasn't true, or you realize may not be as true as you thought it was. And you don't want that person to come back to you and say, well, you said that.
I believe that there is actually stipulations that allow for people to be incorrect and that's not making a false statement.
But you sound very knowledgeable about how defamation lawsuits go. So I would think that you would know a defamation lawsuit could only be made against you if you knew A, the information was false, 2, you shared it with a third party, and 3, you caused actual damages. Now, if you were trying to insinuate that Shift had somehow made defamatory remarks about Autumn and that you were reporting that to Autumn, and then Autumn said, oh, this is defamation, and now you were trying to like backtrack because you were like, oops, I got Shift in trouble, and you think you're going to get in trouble because Shift is going to come after you. Well, guess what, Caeli? First and foremost, you might be in trouble anyway. So you might as well just let it go now. And I mean, you did all of that for what? I don't know, but Autumn...
We're picking up speed with the viewer count right now. We went from very few to quite a few.
Autumn,
real quick.
Saying that, oh, this is defamation.
A whole legal team just showed up. That's what we speak now. Your legal team just showed up. Oh, I'm scared.
Autumn saying that this is defamation doesn't make it defamation. Okay, I hope you know that, right?
No, Autumn saying things doesn't just make them true.
So if you think that, oh, Autumn's going to sue Shift and then Shift's going to sue you, I mean, you would really have to be as delusional as Autumn to really believe that whatever Shift is saying is defamation. I mean, clearly Shift did not say that Autumn is tapping his phone. So if you clearly saw that, and it sounds like you tried to reorient Autumn's understanding of that and say, this is not what Shift means, because you say you tried to help. You didn't think it would hurt by any means. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Caeli, and not even try to insinuate that you were legitimately trying to snitch on Shift, thinking that you were going to win Autumn's approval.
Why even?
Because you were like, ooh, well, Shift is saying this, but don't tell Shift that I told you. If that's how you thought this was going to go down, yeah, you messed up real bad. And you tried to save face. I'm not insinuating that, though. Let's just pretend that reality don't exist and that you were legitimately just taken aback. Autumn thinks this is defamation? Oh my God, maybe it is. You still copped out because you tried to say, oops, I'm already involved in other defamation lawsuits and I don't want another one on my desk. That doesn't absolve you from being involved in it. That literally just says, oh, so you're new, you're not new to this. Like, you're used to this. So let's then just bring you in as an expert. Let's just bring you in as an expert testimony. Witness, you are familiar with the nature of defamation. Did you think that it was defamation at the time? Because now that's a good question. When you sent these text messages to Autumn, did you tell Autumn, I think this is defamation? Did you say that? Or did you wait until Autumn said it and then you just kind of agreed with her at that time? We would like to know and may eventually know in a court of law. But once again, it's a cop-out. You just literally tried to say, let me wash my hands of all of this stuff. You guys can deal with that. Yeah.
Nothing
okay.
doing.
Bye.
Absolutely nothing to it. I'm the wildest wild card in the bunch. I am. I've had to become that to survive. And there is a level of transcendence between behaviors and classes and demographics and all of this shit that none of y'all have on me. I speak 1 million languages in English. I have been up and down and in and out through all the bowels of hell that American society can bring. Y'all have nothing on me. You think you're special because you're living around LA? Because you've been to Skid Row and fucked around? Because y'all done drugs down here? Because you know Mikey Snow? And then the way, this attitude shit, the way they're all acting, I'm like, the only people who've ever treated me like this are people who are doing cocaine and alcohol together. I don't know that they were doing it together, but I'm fairly certain that that's got to be an equation in the equation. And I don't know for sure, because I think part of the reason people don't like me around here specifically is because I immediately start talking when I'm around party scene about how much I dislike cocaine before it comes out, because I really don't want it to come out.
You know what?
That tends to make people who use it uncomfortable, and sometimes they act like this about me.
I'm not a drug test. I'm not a drug counselor. I'm not, an addiction expert, but I do smell drugs in the air, okay? And I believe that there's a possibility somebody been involved in some drugs activities, and there may be more than one person. There may be some suppliers and some buyers who may still be friends and still connected, whether or not they're still doing the drugs together. But it's giving crackhead energy. It's giving crackhead energy. And that's just meme on the internet. That's not calling anybody a crackhead. Okay, as we've been pinned on defaming people and stuff like that. That's just crackhead energy. You can look that up if you want to know what that means.
Listen, Google Autumn Whitaker, Google the Hawk Purcell, and tell me that these covered in blood, licking a knife ass kind of pictures, these photo shoots that look like one person set up a camera on a tripod and put a timer on it and rolled around on a bed or in a corner or whatever the fuck, taking pictures of themselves and called it a photo shoot. Tell me if that gives crackhead energy or not. And I'm not saying crack's involved. I'm just saying it's the energy of it.
So you go do that, and we'll see you later.
I am going to check this comment section. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh, we got more comments. There's more people.
Let's see. Was a shitstorm.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, it went on. Oh, no, Near. Okay, we're coming, Near. We're coming. So here we are. Doxing. More doxing. All right. So we ended things at top-notch journalism from a poor man's Bruno Mars. I have been referred to as Bruno Mars before. I saw the Bruno Mars thing, but I didn't read the whole comment, so I didn't know the context. But I have been told that I sound and look like Bruno Mars multiple times. That's the first time someone's tried to spin it like it's a dig.
I've never heard anybody call Bruno Mars a bad artist.
It's funny because if that is Autumn Whitaker, this is extra funny what I'm about to say. I'm not going to be able to contextualize it for everybody, but usually it comes out of old white men who are over like 60, over 55. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, we are funny. This is funny. You're right. Y'all are so gross. Talk about how someone died under Schiff's care in Marin County. Oh, we will. In fact, defamation. It is. Because actually, it's not true what you're saying.
Completely not true.
No one has died under my care. True. And whoever this is, I will find out who you are. I will find out who you are. And I mean, I'm just going to enter it into all of my defamation suits and see who ends up taking the bait. So go ahead.
You can't be subpoenaed by YouTube. Like, we can find out who you are.
With your IP address, everything.
It's not that hard. Like, you can sue somebody who just has a username. You can.
Yeah. And whoever it is that's running that Instagram or the Twitter account, the Alexa Nikolas 21, whoever's running that website, your IP address is going to vindicate me. I didn't make those sites. I have a feeling that you might have. We speak now. Who you made this whole profile just to show up here. I feel so special. You went out of your way to create the profile to come in just so you could shit talk. That's cute. Are you having a mental breakdown? This has been going on for months. You weaponize your mental health like an overgrown baby. Guess we'll have to do some digging on Marin County in your past. Try me. My record's squeaky clean, bitch. Touch some. And then Near. Thank you, Near, for laughing at this shit. I don't know if you're laughing for us and something that we said at that moment. Touch some grass, take your meds and some multivitamins. You're constipated and cranky. You know what's funny? Near, I asked you, because Near and I have had a bit of interactions. Near has been around for a couple of weeks. And I had mentioned, because Near's watched a lot of my content. And the thing that I had said was, I need you to make sure that you touch some grass and don't just obsess imbibing on my content. Like, don't just consume Good Morning Mayberry and whatever's on my social media accounts, because that's going to do things mentally for you. Please take care of your own life. And the way that I phrased that was touch some grass. So that's especially funny. I need a nap and a hug. That's fun. Oh, but I'm gross. Oh, I bet this isn't Autumn. Whitaker.
This is giving
so many people are against you now. It's hilarious. You think I'll cry later.
That is
I know you're fighting. You know I'm fighting tears with my community here with me? You're tripping. This is amazing. Why do you keep in contact with teenagers? This has got to be Autumn, because Neil is the only person tripping about me talking to younger people who, if I follow Eat Predators and they put up, we're having a book club, and I say, hey, I'll come to your book club, and they send me the link to the Zoom, and I show up, and there's a bunch of kids there. Who's the weirdo? What the fuck is that shit?
Honestly, who's harboring all of these underage kids in a survivors, movement to, use their free labor and, their stories and testimonies to build a platform?
This is fucking Autumn. I'm just submitting this with the defamation claim I'm filing on you, girl. So this, I'm going to keep going because this actually pairs up now with the text. So Near said, you're so sadistic. We speak now again because no one your age will be your friend. ? This is why I keep in contact with teenagers. Why? Who are the teenagers that I'm keeping in contact with? And how am I keeping in contact with them? I hope that when I scroll down all the way to the bottom of your bullshit, there's an answer to my question. But you may have just left. Let's see, because no one that your age will be your friend. And then you're Mr. Near. You can't, I don't even know what you're trying to correct with your asterisks there. Nonsense person. Who is Yobu? Says LOL, whatever. We speak now again, but you are corny, socially awkward. Breathe deep, baby. Why are you telling me things people tell you all the time, Autumn? Why do you tell me things that people tell you all the time? And maybe, perhaps this isn't Autumn. I am speculating, and I'm going to just name this We Speak Now person vaguely Autumn, not Autumn Whitaker, just Autumn or the fall or what. I don't even care. Do you need us to call for help? Can you type a single? Are you saying you both are on drugs? This is all the wildest shit. Why are you looking at random people's photos? Now you're just saying weird things.
It's Autumn, for sure.
Autumn.
That's Autumn.
It just has to be.
Yep. Oh, it's called a VPN. That's Autumn. That's Autumn. You just outed yourself now. So you're trying to covertly hide your identity on the internet?
Rat tail? I have an afro mullet. It's a mullet, and it's really curly right now because I didn't treat it today.
Triggered. That's Autumn. That's your voice.
Adjust
I can hear
your nuts, dork. If you're
hear
not
your
stalking
voice.
someone, why are you looking at their photos? Do you have photos on the internet that you're concerned about people looking about? Oh, and then we're at the end of the line. Adjust your nuts.
Yeah, I think we know who that one is.
I'm speculating.
Typically somebody who doesn't want somebody to contact them doesn't constantly find every single way of talking to that person and telling them something.
Literally every single way, like showing up in my side channels where my music project is to send DMs threatening bitches.
And they're still here.
That you're really slow. This isn't that complicated.
Thank you.
It's your show now.
Thank you.
Now you take the wheel.
I'm like, welcome to the chat. Like, okay, we're just gonna sip tea and watch you burn. Like, okay, go ahead, bro. Like, trust me. Yeah. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself, and we're just gonna we don't like hurting people.
This is fun.
If you gonna hurt yourself over there, go ahead. That's not gonna hurt us, so that's fine. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Oh, nothing else? You don't got nothing else to say? I feel like you'll have a lot to say during the court cases that we're about to have all over the place. You're about to be subpoenaed out the dick.
Yeah. And you can't plead the fifth in a civil suit. I mean, you just essentially...
You just default to losing. If you don't talk, if you don't speak up, you just default and you lose. You have to reply. You have to respond.
This is like the fourth fake profile that she's made to try and contact you.
Just me. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine how do you even keep track of them all?
How many different platforms? Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Like, now you're going to get like a DM on Facebook. You can't even get it in your
Just wait. Everybody on here, because I don't actually know if this is Autumn. I'm kind of kicking it. You're both walking contradiction. Oh God,
she's not denying it.
It is.
She's not denying it.
But I'm gonna say, for all intents and purposes, I can't be 100% sure that's Autumn. But I am gonna say, Autumn, if you're watching, I don't have access to my Instagram or my Facebook. It is up. People can friend it. They can message it, but I cannot access it. I am completely, partially. I am banned from Facebook, but my profile is still active. And it's sitting there. It's a complicated bullshit scenario. I don't care to explain it. You're sad and embarrassing, whoever you are. You are a sad embarrassment to a lot of people, I imagine, whoever you are. So nobody speaks the way that you speak to anybody. without being an absolute embarrassment, without
Wow.
being an absolute fucking tragedy.
Yeah,
Like, good Lord.
it's giving erotomania.
Ooh, ooh. You have like one fan. I got more followers than Autumn Whitaker does on her music profile on YouTube. Actually, seems like everywhere we have presence.
Like on every platform,
yeah,
I think we've outnumbered you.
Yeah, individually, each of us uniquely, if you put us in a vacuum, outnumber Autumn.
And I'm not even trying to get followers, honey. I don't know what you thought you meant with that. Like, I can't even
I am trying to get
that.
followers. In fact, I shut down my biggest account that had almost 1,600 followers when I closed it off and made it private. I lost a lot of people in November and December. And then, like 2-3 days ago or whatever, I purged people because I don't fucking need y'all. If you're not safe, if you're not real, if you're not good for me, I DM'd a few people. But everybody that followed me since September, I went ahead and I addressed them directly. And if they weren't somebody that I felt chill and safe with, I kicked them out.
Yeah, this is a delusion. This is a clear delusion because
it isn't
so hated. So
why
hated?
Are you so obsessed with Autumn? There it is. Did you see that comment come up? How does it feel to be so hated? Why are you? Did you just show up? First it was Alexa. This is so
this is
depressing.
Keep going because now
I'm not going in. Then Neela, now Alexa. Then this is somebody clearly concerned with the group.
You gave us a new video.
Thinks they know something. Now Caeli and Autumn. Ooh, yeah. I'm so obsessed with the people who came into my life. They all sought me out. They all sought me out. They all wanted to use my platform. You want me to answer your question? I'm not obsessed with them, but I am going to address them.
So now y'all know we didn't make up the text messages. This is the same language.
My hands have no keyboard in them. Lappy's hands have no keyboard in them. We are not typing this shit. We're not making it up, sending it to ourselves. This whole
and it's still going.
My life is empty. We would have ended this a while ago, but this is so amazing. Keep going.
Like I said,
I need self-escalating help.
You know,
self-escalating.
Nobody was attacking.
Sadist. You said sadist. That's the thing. Whoever you are, maybe you're not Autumn, but you are definitely similar to what Lappy was breaking down in these
Let's
text
say
messages.
It's on brand.
The content makes itself. Keep going. Make another. I will. Like I told you. All you do. All I do is truth. All I do is truth, baby. All I do is truth. I open my heart to people and I tell the truth. That's all I do.
This is free content. Thank you.
It is. This is like I feel like we could just have the thread and I'll take like a video screenshot, like a recording, and just run that somewhere.
Going off.
It is hilarious. This is fucking wild. And everyone has screenshots and is against you. It's either Autumn or an Autumn impersonator that just watched the video. I think it's not Autumn now. It's 2 on the money. It's got to be an Autumn impersonator. I'm sorry, Autumn. It's not really you. It's got to be an impersonator who's just coming in here and they saw this and it's, oh my goodness. You are harassing a bunch of women and you claim to be the victim. It's silly. When have I claimed to be the victim? Let's not even talk about any other part of that. When have I claimed to be the victim? How have I claimed to be the victim? What does that even mean? I need to get another piece of pizza for this shit. Call your mom. This is clearly what? I mean, you know, maybe it's not Autumn, but it is another sadist.
They're hitting on points. Like
they keep bringing up my mom. I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna tell them. My whole family. I'll call them and say, "Hey, y'all are so much an absentee part of my life. People use me as some kind of she misses you, girl. Okay, listen. I'm not gonna go exposing shit because I know you're trying to bait me into some shit. What I am gonna say is stop projecting on me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, it must hurt. It must hurt, don't it?
Stop projecting on me.
Well, you know, as you can tell, these videos have a purpose. And the purpose is to show people that this is real life here. This is actually what like we're experiencing. We just react to things and people.
This is not Autumn. It's karma. Oh.
You know, karma is a bitch. So, you know what? That makes sense to me.
Wow.
That makes sense. Yes.
I haven't laughed this much in a long time. We've been laughing a lot since you've been out here, but I haven't laughed this much in a while.
I mean,
like even we were listening to Who Killed Avril Lavigne, and I'm laughing more in this than the whole series.
I'll say this: if it's not
the assumptions, one set of POVs. You're the biggest projector. Man, I know you are one of mine.
Let me just say, this sounds like somebody who writes their own cease and desist and uses a law firm to make it look official.
That's impersonation. I'm pretty sure the rest of it was just nonsense, but I think throwing the law firm in was actually illegal.
Yeah, but this is definitely erotomania.
Like criminally illegal.
Yeah.
Not just civilly illegal.
Can I ask, when you mentioned us, were you talking about the us in your head, or are there actual us's? Were they in the room? Are they with us now? Can you please tell me who was the us you were mentioning when you tried to say, I'm going to sue you, but you're hurting us? I'm annoying, and you're flooding the chat.
Well, the comment before that is, why did your mom tell you not to contact her? How annoying can you be?
Yeah, that sounds like a sadist to me. That sounds exactly like a sadist.
It's not true, also.
I don't know if you're Autumn, but you're definitely on brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you share some type of DNA. I don't know what that is.
The one brain cell getting passed back and forth. Why did you sue your mom? Me? Me or the person talking? Who are you talking to, Yobo? The delusion is high with you guys. Okay, Yoda. All right, Yobo. We done talking and we speak now. Yobo. What are you talking about? Are you talking to me or are you talking to this person? Why did you sue your mom? Shift around. Are you logged into 2 accounts and you just
missed it? 2 accounts.
You fucked up.
That is 2 accounts.
Do you have 2 devices out? You're watching us on 2 devices. 2 accounts.
Yep.
Are you literally 2 of the 4 people still here right now? Because we can log out.
She has her laptop. She has her laptop and her phone open at the same time.
Sadist here. I know. We know that. That's diagnosable without. We don't need to have a certification to diagnose this.
You cleared me of any defamation suit, so thank you for self-admitting. That's definitely helpful. I needed that, but I mean, not once did you deny this. I mean, you said, "Oh, it's karma." Okay, so you are Autumn, just trying to get back at shit. I mean, you keep insinuating that, you're here to get back at somebody for something. It sounds, you are the same person. Now you want us to talk to 2 of you. This is
your
the we.
Fans deserve my one fan, you mean, you motherfucker?
So now this is the us you were talking about, your fake accounts that you talk to yourself through.
How many personalities do you have?
Fuck, it's hard to keep up with this.
Okay, so Yobu and We Speak Now want to know why somebody sued their mom. Oh, why did you sue your mom? Shift. That's not a thing that happened. I can't answer that question because it didn't happen.
Find a lawsuit. You can use Google, right? Can you Google shift lawsuit? Can you Google
I've been doxxed.
Lawsuit?
Do your homework and find out where I've been doxxed at, and then go look up my shit.
Yeah, because lawsuits are public records. So
you want me to be Autumn so bad. I don't. It just is.
I don't want anybody to be Autumn. In fact, I think Autumn would be like the least wanted person to be. I would not want to be that person. I'm just saying personally, I don't want to be Autumn Whitaker. I would not want to be her. So trust me, I don't want anybody else to be her either. That would be a curse I would be doing. So please do not say, I want you to be Autumn Whitaker. I don't want you to be Autumn Whitaker. I would prefer you to be somebody pretending to be Autumn Whitaker so that we can just laugh about this and be like, wow, that's actually a really good impersonation. I mean, I should work on mine. Since everybody's doing it, like, wow. Why not I pretend?
With the link. This is hilarious. Drop it, Yobu. So you're collaborating?
Oh, you have nothing.
Or are you 2 people? I'm curious about this link. Somebody drop a link. I don't have anything to drop. It must be y'all talking
Share
to
with
each
the
other.
class.
In my comment section, these 2 cunts talking to each other. This is amazing.
Share with the class.
What else do we got? Anything else? I don't know. Should we just wrap this up? Kick bitches out of here?
I mean, yeah, you already know how to contact Shift on like 5 different accounts. So if you have anything else to say, you know how to say it, right?
Also, the comment section will be open even after the premiere.
Yeah,
Comments
so
are
go
closed.
ahead.
I think
Talk-
the premiere comments stay open for like a half hour after we're done.
Go talk to all three of yourselves, and we will see you in the next video, which will probably be a reaction to this.
Maybe you don't want it to be Autumn, but it's clear you both hate yourselves.
Yes.
Wait, like ourselves, or we hate each other? I hate myself, and Lappy hates Lappy's self. I hate Lappy. Lappy hates me. Which of those things is clear to you?
There's not an ounce of hate in this room, honey. There's not an ounce. Okay, I can't hate you.
It's even simple. I don't know how Lappy feels, but as far as Autumn is concerned, and this weird "we speak now" ass person, and whoever Yobo is talking about lobotomies. I'm not sure what you contributed in the moment, but go on. Found it. Drop it. What did you find?
If you can't tell that we have true love for you, because look, we just letting you do you. We just letting you be you right now. Like, you have all the space to like just go on, keep going, because like it's clear this is what you need. You just need a space where you could just do all of this and then go to sleep and wake up the next morning and do it again. So if that's what you need, go ahead, because you can't hurt us through this. You can't hurt anybody, once again, other than yourself. But you know, it seems like this is just what you want, what you need, and if that's what we can provide for you today, voila.
Yeah, you can't hurt me no more because I've divorced myself of any of the things that you be coming for. So I'm pretty happy with how this is all going. All right, we're done.
Erotomania, like I said.
We're done. We're out. It's over.
Her.
Admit it.
It's her.
Admit it.
It's her.
Get out of here.
It's her.
We're going to court. We'll see you there.
Yeah.